Hey guys, and welcome back to XepherGames. Today, we're talking about Fire Emblem again today. Hallelujah, right? I mean, it's been a while. It's been mostly Bankai Dust for a while, but unfortunately, as you've already seen in the title, it's not a character guide. I would love to keep doing those, and I'm going to keep doing those. Okay? I just need to think of skits and things, and I have some ideas I'm going to do with Jamie. I'll talk about this stuff later. For now, DLC review, we're going to be talking about the Scramble pack. So this Scramble pack is not your average pack. It's actually completely devoted to character development. The challenge level is piteous. I mean, honestly, if you've played through the main game, this won't even be a little bit of a challenge at all. The only one that's kind of annoying is the first piece, and I'll talk about that in a minute, but it's so easy. It's not even worth mentioning. They might as well just have one enemy on the map that you can kill and end the match with. I mean, it makes almost no difference. What you're doing the map for is not the challenge. It's not rare items, that's for sure. I haven't found anything useful in terms of rare items. You don't get lots of experience or gold, and there's no challenge, so why am I playing this again? It's kind of a nostalgia one, except not, because there are no old characters. It's strictly limited to characters from your team, but the characters you bring into these maps have the opportunity to have extra conversations with each other that are both funny, meaningful, and sometimes even insightful. So they're pretty interesting. And they make the DLC, obviously. There's nothing else going for it, so they kind of have to, but basically, yeah, they're pretty interesting, and let's run through the DLC bits one by one, just so you guys can get a little bit of a better idea what we're talking about here. So the first DLC in the pack is the Harvest Scramble, or the Harvest Festival pack, or whatever, the Harvest one. And it puts your heroes going into a festival in one of the Outrealms where they're having this big harvest festival, yeah. Vincent and Victor are like the party hosts, you know, those stupid brigands or whatever. They're like the gay brigands, yeah. I mean, they're pretty funny, so I can't complain. And they're like wearing party hats. It's pretty funny. So there's some cute things about this chapter. First of all, Lissa will actually be wearing a party hat in both her character sprite and in-game battle sprite. I was like, wow. In-game battle 3D character model will be wearing a party hat and in her character sprite, which means in some of the character conversations they'll actually reference the fact that she's wearing a party hat. So I mean, it's pretty funny. I have to admit, it's pretty hilarious when Maribel's like, what are you wearing, you stupid low-born idiot? You know how low Maribel is. I mean, come on. Anyway, so there's a lot of conversations to be had here. I didn't. It's a little hard to predict exactly who will have them, but through a little bit of testing and some research, I've discovered that it's almost exclusively same gender conversations. I think they did this because there are so many support conversations with opposite gender in the main game. You know, because they wanted to make it possible to marry so many different characters, they didn't have many same gender relationships, so they kind of expanded upon that, gave you more options here. So there's almost no like wife and husband talks or whatever. The one exception I can find is my unit. My unit does have conversations with the opposite gender quite frequently, so it's just how it goes. In this chapter, though, yeah, you'll get a lot of conversations talking about the festival and funny things about the festival. Most of them will be entirely inconsequential, but some of them will be actually really interesting. One I found was really cool was the the talk conversation between Anna and Tiki. They have two parts to it, and it goes into some weird details. Like, for instance, Anna's ancestors, as you guys probably know by now, there's like a million Annas, and they all have this strong family resemblance, which it tries to explain how there's like a million different Annas in every single Fire Emblem game. And basically what they're saying is there's strong family resemblance, and it goes through like their entire generations and upon generations back to like even when Tiki was like for a child. So and they actually like know each other in this weird way, like through the history, especially since they apparently write down like all of their history And when the kids read it, it's not like it's learned memory, it's like they're remembering it. It's like it's becoming a part of their memory. And this stuff is weird, man. That's literally what they said in the game, and I don't know what to make of it. Like, they're trying to like make it as if like every Anna is the same Anna, and yet they're not. I don't get it. They're just screwing with us at this point, I think, but it's pretty funny. So if you have the chance, read that support conversation, and all of them are really funny though, so they're great. One other thing I should mention about all the pieces of DLC, specifically this one, is that, not specifically this one, but including this one, is that they all have lots of those little shiny spaces, you know, the little shiny ones that like you can step onto and you'll get experience, weapon experience, or an item, or if you're paired up with someone, you'll have a chance of having a little conversation between them. Especially interesting if they're mother and daughter, father and daughter, father and son, mother and son, you get it. So those are particularly interesting, but other than that, the point is, those will like develop their support relationships a little bit. So you can do all that on these shiny spaces. It's completely random as far as I can tell, and there's like 15 of them on Harvest Bonds, which is ridiculous. Usually there's 2, maybe 3 on a stage. This one has 15. The second one has roughly 18, and the third one has like 20. It's ridiculous. It's just stupid, actually, really. But anyway, the first one, and they all seem to have a lot of enemies holding trust seeds, I believe they're called. Something like that, trust seeds. And if you have 2 units paired up and the lead unit uses this trust seed, it will increase their support relationship, which is great. I mean, it's just a super easy way of grinding, which makes all these chapters actually really great for grinding experience, because you'll step on the shiny spaces and maybe gain experience, especially at high levels. So I want to go over something really quick with you guys about grinding at high levels of play. After you get through a certain point, the exponential growth will stop being helpful. Like, after you've reclassed them in their frontier like 4 times, which is only gonna happen for the pro players, but if this happens to you, start grinding through like either spot pass challenges, or the DLC like this, where you can step on all the shiny spaces and get extra experience, extra items, extra support relationships, all kinds of good stuff. It also really helps, obviously, to get extra support relationships, because you can get all these trust seeds and use them, and makes it really fast. So that's a good way to do that. But yeah, because at some point you'll stop getting like any experience points from even like the Entombed. You'll get 8 for everything. 8 experience for killing any enemy, doesn't matter what. So at that point, you give them Paragon Veteran if you have it, and then just have them kill as many enemies as possible, and they'll level up reasonably fast, like every 7 kills or so. So it's not too bad. It's not too bad. Anyway, moving on to the second piece of DLC. They're on a beach. They got invited there by one of the Annas. She's wearing like a swimsuit, and there's this hilarious interaction with this other Anna and Crom at the beginning. I thought it was hilarious. Throughout the entire piece of DLC, there's lots of funny jokes about wearing swimsuits and the beach, and they have lots of funny conversations. Overall, this was my favorite piece of the DLC because it was just hilarious. I mean, there was more funny stuff than in any of the other ones, and it had lots of... Okay, it was funny. Okay, that's it, right? I mean, I was gonna try to come up with all these, like, amazing reasons why you should get this one, but it's just freaking funny, man. Freaking funny. I mean, that's the only reason you're buying these anyway, right? So that you can, like, interesting, funny support conversations. Like, they're extra support conversations. It's really what they are. So, if you want that, definitely pick up this one, all of them. But now I'm getting ahead of myself. So in this one, if you bring any sorcerers of any gender, although I suggest the female ones, they will be wearing a swimsuit in battle. Yes, they actually created a different character sprite, a different character 3D model for sorcerers in the game on this map alone. It's pretty hilarious. And they do something similar on the third one. Any sword masters you have will be wearing like a kimono thing called a yukata. I don't really know what the difference is, but the point is they're wearing like a kimono, which is pretty funny. But the swimsuit's even funnier, and some of the enemies will even be wearing them, which is just freaking hilarious. Like seeing a Risen like with his crazy messed up head, and then like this swimmer body. I was like, this is weird. But anyway, it was a pretty entertaining piece of DLC. Plus, the top four most popular characters from the older generation in the beach, I believe it's called Summer Scramble DLC, and the four most popular children characters in the Hot Springs DLC will each get a special scene where they will be shown donning some kind of special costume. In the beach one, it's a swimsuit, and in the Hot Springs one, it's a yukata, which is the kimono thing. And they'll show these at a specific location, and they're really funny, honestly. They're some of the funniest things in the entire DLC. Even though it's only one character in Anna, the interactions get pretty hilarious. Especially like Cordelia's during the beach DLC. It's really hilarious. The 8 characters are, for the beach DLC, is Gaius, Crom, Cordelia, and Tharja. And for the children's DLC in the Hot Springs, you have Owain, Inigo, Lucina, and Severa. So check those out. They're hilarious. Also, make sure to bring my unit in both the second and the third DLC, because he can have support whatever conversations, okay? You can have these extra conversations with all of the characters who get to do these modeling things, okay? So, okay, I think that about covers it. Sorry this went on so long, guys. I don't know, like, there's so much to talk about in this one. So many weird little, like, glitches, and not glitches at all. I don't know what I'm talking about. So many little fun things about the DLC. I really enjoyed it. Like, the first time I went through it, I was like, okay, this is kind of cute. And then I went through it again, and I was like, this is awesome, because I was able, because there's so many conversations. There's so many, and it's so impressive. Like, they created all of these just for the one piece of DLC, you know? It's like, wow. Anyway, at first I thought these were all just gonna be total fan service, and they kind of were at some points, like giving you the pictures of each character in swimsuits and stuff, but in reality, yeah, there's a little fan service there, but it's mostly just hilarious, and it's totally worth buying. I give my total rating for this thumbs 90% up, like 90% out of 100, worth it. I mean, like, it was hilarious. I had a great time playing it, so I mean, I mean, that's all that really matters, right? I mean, if you enjoyed it. Yeah, it was a little tedious because of a couple things. The enemies were completely boring, and in the first map especially, they all have Miracle at 50 luck, which means they have a 50% chance of making you waste another weapon usage and taking another turn to kill them. It's just a pain in the freaking butt. Especially when a couple of the enemies at the end actually have counter as well as Miracle and 80 HP, which means they could easily kill one of your characters if things went badly. Like, and it actually happened to me once because I brought in a weaker character just for support reasons, and I was like so pissed because I had to start the whole chapter over. Oh my god. Yeah, basically, overall though, like the first chapter, like the only reason I really liked it was some of the funny support conversation things, and they did better ones if there was more and better ones in the second and third ones, so honestly I would just buy those. Now, on the other hand, you're only saving a couple bucks if you don't buy the first one, so maybe you should want to buy the whole pack, but the second and third ones really are superior, so that's all I have to say on that. Oh, one other big freaking thing, they totally censored us. I don't know if you guys have heard about this or not, but Tharja used to have you know, like in her swimsuit picture. I'll just show you guys, okay? Let's go.
Oh, hey guys. So, yeah, this is Tharja's like secret dressing picture. If you move around to the space, you will see this in Japan. Japan only. Maybe Europe, I'm not sure, but yeah, whatever. This is what you'll see in the Japanese version. If you look at it in the American version, on the other hand, Nintendo of America has generously decided to do this. Yeah. Okay. Two things. First of all, is this really necessary? Like, the game's rated T. I mean, do you really have to censor a bikini. Like, I mean, come on. That's all it is at this point. I mean, they already showed another picture, which I'll show you right here. It's Cordelia. I mean, come on. That's like worse to me personally. I don't know. Maybe you can't show their butt or something stupid like that. I mean, what is this? I mean, she's already basically in a swimsuit for the entire game. I mean, they make jokes about it in the game itself. So, really, Nintendo? Really? Anyway, back to this picture though. The funny thing about this to me is it makes it look like almost more lewd and creepier because they're covering it up with this curtain, this tall curtain. It, like, you can't see it, so it looks like, I don't know, you're not wearing a piece of packaging. It just looks even weirder. It's like, great job, Nintendo. I don't know what you're trying to accomplish with this. Actually, I do, and it was a fail. Good job. Anyway.
Thank you guys so much for watching the video. I'm going to look off to the side the whole time, make it feel really awkward so I'm not looking at the camera. Isn't this nice? Oh, I love this. This is great. So yeah, next time we're going to be doing some stuff with Bot and Kaitos, I imagine, because it's my main Let's Play. And I'm going to be starting a new game soon. I'm not lying about that. I'm serious. I'm really going to do that. And some other things. I'm working on some more character guides. I'm going to have J-Mick, but it's the reason we haven't had any more is because I'm trying to incorporate J-Mick, and it's hard to, we have weird schedules and things, and this is really getting awkward for me, honestly, so I'll just look at the camera now, okay. Okay, so, anyway, thank you guys for watching. If you like the video, please leave a like, or a comment, or both, preferably the comment, if anything, because I love to hear from you guys. That's half the reason why I do this stuff. I love to help people and hear what you guys thought of all of it. So, if you guys have anything to say, put it below, and I will see you later. Goodbye.